I don't judge. I don't look at people a certain way because of what they do. But if you don't indulge in marijuana smoking or coffee drinking, I'm not mad at you. But just know, we do over here. Don't judge me. I don't judge you. Big Beno here again. Did another one. So yeah, to just go back to what I said, what I was talking about in the last episode about that top 75 list. I just wanted to just quickly touch on this. This guy wasn't on the list. Klay Thompson, number 11. Yeah. Went back, looked at the list, and realized it was actually quite a few people that was on that list that shouldn't have been on that list, like I said. And Klay Thompson didn't make the list. He's one of my favorites in this era. So just showing him, saluting him. I'm looking forward to him coming back on the court later on in the season. People that look at me and know me and my wife, like it took a lot for us to get to the point where we are now, married with 2 kids, happily married with 2 kids. Love my wife to death. That's my best friend. My best friend. She is like, getting married is one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. And please, if I could go back and do it again, only thing I'd change was that it'd be a big ass wedding. Unfortunately, I don't even want to say unfortunately because it was a blessing. Um, at the time we got married, she was actually pregnant, and like I want to say like a week and a half after we got married, my daughter was born. So, but we gonna have that big wedding like we want. So, but that's another podcast episode, I guess. But what I want to talk to y'all about relationships. Everybody that's married and maybe going through a tough time, and you might not know what to do. But one thing I will say is this: you should get advice. Talk to people that's older than you. Like that's one thing my pops I learned from my pops. Like he always was learning something, and then it was always an OG, somebody older than him that's been around longer and experienced, seen more things. It could teach him some shit. So then he passed that shit on to me. So now that I got kids of my own, I'm gonna do the same for them. You just gotta have someone you can confide in when you having those tough times. Like you don't know what to do, but just don't blow up. Just remember, take two. Y'all in this together. In this together. You gotta always communicate, regardless of what the situation is. If it's something going on, you need to let your wife or husband know. You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know what's going on. Gotta communicate. Like that's where trust come in. Like you can't take a commitment like this. You take vows. This is for life. It's supposed to be for life. Those that and this I'm speaking about those who want to be, who's married, and or those who are working towards getting married. Those who don't plan on being married, I'm not talking to you. You can just whatever with this, but you can take this advice too because one day you might change your mind. But it's a lot of work. A lot of work. You got to be committed. You got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be selfless. You got to put someone else's needs before your own. I mean, you got your own needs, of course, but when you're in a relationship, like, it's not about just you, it's about the other person. It's about the two of y'all. There's no I and we. There's no I in team. There's no I in us. So just keep that in mind. You gotta hold each other, like, and also hold each other accountable for everything. Everything. Hold each other accountable. No matter what's going on, hold each other accountable. One say like, okay, I gotta take the garbage out. I'm gonna take the garbage out. I'm gonna clean the crib, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna do this, do this, do that. You know, your spouse, all right, cool, okay. And when you don't do that, they gonna check you. Is they supposed to? No, you said you was gonna do something. One thing for sure, two things for certain, fellas. We men, so only two things we have in our word and our balls. We all saw Scarface, so I don't need to elaborate. We don't break them for nobody. And your word is your bond, period. Period. You told your woman you gonna do something, you better do that. You better stand on it, and you better honor it, period. People be having the wrong idea about relationships. Like, people think it's like you be in a relationship, oh, you supposed to do this, do all of this for this one person. And no, it's a two-way street. It's 50-50. It's not 80-20, 70-30, 60-40. It's 50-50. 50-50. It takes two to tango. Like, as far as social media, I mean, if y'all bond strong, social media, that's whatever. Like, people, there's nothing that people can say on social media that could break the bond that y'all have. So let them talk, let them do whatever. You know, those goofies that like to instigate things. But you could just laugh them off. Oh, man, look this goof. Look this motherfucker said. Ha ha, funny as hell. And just move around. All right, so what we finna eat? That's the kind of woman I got, man. And that's the kind of bonding we have. We love each other to death. Partner in crime, for real. For real. Man. Okay, I'm 31 years old. I grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, or 90s and 2000s, or whatever, however y'all want to put it. So as far as the boxing, like, I grew up a boxing fan. Like, my grandfather, uncles, and my mom's side, and then my pops and my uncles, they boxing fans. So I done watched a lot of the classic fights in boxing history, especially from my era. Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, those was my two favorites. And then I saw Floyd Mayweather coming up, and then he eventually became one of my favorites. So, but Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, y'all couldn't tell me nothing about them. You know? But I'm not really a fan of this era, because it's not really, to me, it's not really a lot of, like, it's not a lot of, first off, it's not a lot of good heavyweights. I mean, it's heavyweights fighting, but I mean, Tyson Fury is, like, I mean, by far the best heavyweight right now. Deontay Wilder dropped the ball. Anthony Joshua just dropped the ball too. So, and then the guy that beat Joshua, I don't know, maybe him and Fury fight, whatever. But this era of boxing, I don't really care for. Mayweather's retired. All my other favorites, they retired, gone. It's over with. Boxing hasn't really excited me since those times of growing up, watching Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis and Vander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, both of those fights. Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Oscar De La Hoya versus Trinidad and Mosley, and I've seen a lot of classic fights, man. A lot of classic fights. Oh yeah, my wife got me this cup. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, I love this cup. It's big as hell, but no, I do not fill this big motherfucker up with coffee. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be shitting all day. I don't know about y'all, but I don't drink a lot of coffee because I'll have the BGs. But yeah, this era boxing, I ain't really feeling it. I'm not really feeling it. It's not really as exciting as it used to be. So I'm waiting for somebody to really make it exciting for me, no matter what weight class. Like I like Javante Davis, I like Garcia, I like Canelo. So I mean, but still, it's like it's really. I heard some shit about De La Hoya coming back to fight. All right, whatever, Joe. I don't really want to see that, but whatever. Holyfield came back and he got knocked out. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I saw that fight. That fight was kind of funny to me, but it was like, we kind of knew the outcome. We gonna keep it real. You seen, like, I'm a Roy Jones fan. Like I said, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson are two of my favorites from that era. But, like, I remember when Roy Jones first called Mike Tyson out, I was like, Joe, you better stop it. You don't want that smoke. That's a different. I mean, even at 50-some years old, Mike Tyson was beating his ass. So, whatever with that. And then I saw some shit about, I don't know, but somebody need to, I don't know, man. Like, I need to fact check this shit because, like, I saw something about Mike Tyson fighting, what's the kid that just fight Floyd, Logan Paul? So I got the sunglasses on because, like I said, I'm blazed. Just had some bubblegum gelato and had some of the pink Runtz mixed in. I'm high as hell in this tea. My favorite weed, I mean, it's too many names, so I'm not even gonna try to stress that. But all I can do is my favorite is overall is Purple Haze. But it's a lot of shit when they got purple in it. So anything with purple in it, I'm good to go. Gelato was always great. And the pink Runtz, man, that shit, man. Yeah, man. I never had the bubblegum gelato, so I had that. I was I was different too, so it's cool. And then I was mixed it with the pink Runtz and pink Runtz, man. That shit, man. Yeesh. Pink Runtz, man. That shit is ridiculous. I've been smoking since 14, 13 years old, and I probably just got hip to the names and like indica, hybrid, sativa. I got in, I learned about all that shit probably like 3-4 years ago. Oh yeah. Before I was just like, yeah. I'm like, man, I don't care. I just want some weed. But then it's like, okay, no, I ain't trying to get no bullshit. I want some shit that's smoking. So I take people's suggestions all the time. What y'all smoking on? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Is there something out here that I need to try? As far as the new stuff, I'm trying to see what else I had recently. I had this shit called London Pound Cake. That shit was fire. I had this shit called damn. Damn, was it peanut butter cookies? I think it was peanut butter cookies. I just try not to mess with them weeds that be putting me down. I can't do it. Like I can't. I need something to keep me up. I need something to keep me up. me something to keep me up, yo, for real. Keep me up. Same coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, original blend, fresh vanilla cream, couple scoops of sugar. Good to go. Hold on, matter of fact, let me go. I gotta kill this. Make sure y'all finish y'all coffee, get y'all day started, or finish y'all joint. Both. Because this is Chronic and Coffee. We're bringing chronic smokers, coffee drinkers together if y'all don't do what I do, which is both. I do both. I don't know exactly when I started just waking up and smoking and drinking coffee. I don't even remember when it started. But then one day I was just like, I said, yep, finna have this chronic, finna have this coffee. And then I said it, I was like, chronic coffee. I said, oh shit. I said, I might do something with that, but I ain't know what. I just remember that. Just remember saying that together. So then wifey was like, yeah, that should be the podcast. And then we started just coming up with other shit with that. Like, yeah, you can make your own rolling papers. And then it went from that to, oh yeah, you could make your own grinders. And like shit, you could come out with coffee cups and all that, coffee mugs and shit. I was just like, damn, wait, hold on. Damn, girl, you going crazy. But this shit is brilliant though. So I'm like, just bouncing ideas off of it. She always good. She fucking great for that shit. That's why I love my wife, man. She's amazing for that. She always be like just bouncing. She does that. She bounce off the ideas off her head to me. Then I do the same thing to her. And it's like, sometimes they come together and we kind of, tweak a few things and then we come up with something completely new and then, or hers be like, oh no, that shit is doing, or then we agree on me or whatever. It always works out. Always works out. Yeah, man. Chronic and Coffee, man. This episode 2. It's the beginning of the day. Make sure you eat some breakfast. If you believe in eating breakfast after you drink coffee or whatever it is, you get your breakfast sandwich or whatever. Just make sure you get the day started right. So if you gotta roll some fat shit, you roll it fat as hell to the point where and then you gotta blaze that whole through that shit. Don't start your day off with bad vibes. Don't do that. I don't really listen to hip hop early in the morning. So I say around, probably like noon, I start listening to hip hop. But before that, I'm listening to R&B, old school, R&B from the 80s, 90s, 70s, soul music, all that. I'm listening to that type of stuff. I got playlists of oldies. I listen to that, like, just get to, that's how I like to do it. I ain't on hip hop. I'm a hip hop baby for sure, but I was raised on that old school. A lot of us was. A lot of people not gonna admit it probably, but yeah. I'm an old soul. I'm only 31. Gray hairs, all that shit, but I'm old soul. Old soul. I know about the old school. Ain't nothing like the old school music wise. Feeling old school. It's just different from everything else. I mean, talk about maybe some stuff going on in the world that y'all might want a different point of view on, but you probably not getting it, or you just want to hear me talk about it. But just remember, I don't do the gossip shit, so don't be hitting me up, asking me about how I feel about what relationship or who this with this person, how I feel about it. I don't. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. So don't be asking me about what happened with a certain married couple in recent when the wife was speaking on some marital issues and whatever. So yeah, I don't do that. I told y'all before, I'm not doing that. So whatever involving gossip and all that shit, this ain't the place. Then what he say on Wood? This ain't the place, bro. This ain't the place. So y'all want to get that? Y'all can't get that over here. I'm not doing that over here. Peace. Big Beno signing out.